Ladies and gentlemen, as an, uh, as a reminder to JubaSudan regions, so we know that it's really very dilemmaful for all of us. The few numbers, the minorities of the Sudanese in Juba that are really working as a Sudanese, okay, that are really keeping the copyright policies. We are not really afraid of what we are doing with our copyright. If it's the emphasis of 1812, we never gave up, okay? So as being traditional Sudanese, we know tomorrow with the this one, with the Eastern with the Eastern Standard Time, okay, which is USA Canada Standard Time tomorrow. It will be Uhuru Day Foundation for Uganda. They are memorizing 60 years of anniversaries, Ugandan anniversaries in Uganda, for which we know we have a wrong leaders. They are just appoint themselves as a rebel, and then they follow. They are still forcing themselves to be proportional a separate agenda to East African communities. So they cannot build another communities within the community which has been built as a copyright. You know, East Africa is a copyright for only and only Sudanese. If you're Sudanese, is right, you can keep that copyright. And then if once you leave that Juba area and you are from Juba area, you suppose you leave it, and then you should leave it as a Sudanese, not as a rebel associates. If you associate with the rebels, what are you encouraging to us? You're encouraging that you are telling us that we lack skill of mortgagings, we lack skills of building roads, we lack skills of developing that particular countries. So if you involve yourself as a rebel and then you claim to us, you say you are doing better and you can develop that country by yourself, and then it's not your country but it's not our country, and this in what you are developing we have really no idea. That's why we are not impressed. The minority Sudanese, we are not impressed with that idea, because how the idea is brought to the table, we are not totally fed up with what you are providing on the table toward the Sudanese who are in Juba, because we are seeing this guy is a Juba, Sudan, and then you are running yourself as South Sudanese. You are not 100% a Sudanese there, and then there's works is a rebel to Equatorian communities in Juba. So if it's Equatorian communities there in Juba, and then they said, how many years does this Equatorians been in a citizen of this and of Uganda taxpayers, has been a South African business individuals? How many years they been there in Uganda? They pay tax. They are taxpayer in Uganda. They've been since 1812 in Uganda. And then if today you appoint, you are more better than those Ugandan we have there who had paid tax for duration of times. And then it is not a good thing, okay, to claim for yourself. And then don't fool us, we who are abroad, especially in USA, Canada, England, and then you name it Europe's, and then you name it Australia. Don't fool us too much. If we come, we are all the children who come from these poor countries, the Equatorian areas. We are very poor, and then we've been sitting where in the refugees came in Uganda. Germany is one of the regions there where they are celebrating this Ugandan independence. And then the other refugees came was in Kenya, where the independence is about to be celebrated and was celebrated. You see, in the next coming year, it will be celebrated and it was celebrated. So therefore, if you see there, we have addition tight tight deals there. Those tight deals we are all affected. If you fool yourself, you push more to East African community as a South Sudanese, you are fooling our test on development. Small money, we have $100. We cannot even be able to pay it there, but you will rob those money within our homes. You know, you will hire whoever is a corrupt in Canada. They will begin saying, yeah, bring me this kind of money. Which kind of money the guy cannot pay there? Because you are a rebel. You are selfish. We know that. You will do that by force, and then you will collect those money. We will not know, but how those money got collected. But the thing is like this: if you see there, we have a goal, we have a focus with our families. If we have a focus, those families will leave them where in the refugees camps. If once you now we see this is a South Sudan, they are claiming this is the president of South Sudan, have to come for the event in a way in Uganda. What event? As a president of, because this is, Khartoum is a deputy to your presidential, and then you should go to Uganda and celebrate that. If that's the situation, you should say to Khartoum what? You are the president of Sudan. Don't say you are president of South Sudan. Say you are president of Sudan. If whatever you claim your home state is where in source, and then you claim that you are president of Sudan, so that Khartoum will act themselves as a what? As a deputy to your presidential, and then the secretarial systems and the corporal systems won't affect us, we who are in foreign land. You know, those authorization is too much. We are seeing now, you guys, you have that poverty already built on you. You slow down to the our removal systems. So our reactions become very slow now. And then we are seeing you guys, you're hiding with the map. You're using the South Sudan map. Now, how will we be able to delete that? We configure is also not safe. If you hide yourself, you put that country of yours, which you cut there, as the flag, the country flag, and then you put it there as a country flag, and then we will delete them away from Facebooks. You know, anytime we see them, we see your post, the South Sudanese post, which is rebel, we will delete them away. So for which we cannot say much, because we are not the one who invite you to Uganda. I'm not the one. I don't live in Uganda. I live in USA. I live in Canada. I don't live in Uganda. So whoever developed you to Uganda, that is up to them. They will have you there, and then that is up to you. Is your rebels statements they want it there? I don't know. Is how they don't know. We don't know. That's how we can't. But we are minorities. We will do our part as a Sudanese. That's all we are doing. So if you guys, you say you overwork as a student, and then you contribute too much, and then you don't want to work, that's fine. We will work that. But what we don't want interfering is, we don't want our work not to look too different, and then not to look too down. Because if we work the Sudan policy in Juba, uniting that map, whatever is cut, this is reading different, that's reading different. We don't care about that. We know we have the fixing there on the wall, even we have the fixing only in the computers, but they still not agree with the wall map yet. How to make them available in the future, that is our point and target. So for which we know how idle we could be and how idle you could be. We are not 100% sure whether that policy is there. But if it comes to those, we will readjust ourselves. That is it, what our reformation as a Sudanese, and then what development we stand for, and then what development we are challenging actually. So you should build our encouragements, or you should build your own encouragements, and then see our reactions, and then our authorizations toward your development. If you claim the most you are South Sudanese, you will see our developments. And times we see them on YouTube's, on Facebooks, on Twitter, wherever, social medias, wherever on your whatever we can remove your website, we will remove them. That is all our art will do. We don't want to see the word South Sudan anymore. If you want, where do you guys leave your word as SPLA? You are working SPLA. You are rebels. They worldwide. You are well known. You should work with those names. Don't alter. Okay. So don't confuse. If you confuse, it's not good. We cannot even believe whatever you extend your service, you say you trust God more, and then we look abnormal, we look disrespectful. You take it to the church, you cannot defeat us even. As a South Sudanese, you cannot defeat us. We are Sudanese. We have the copyright ahead of you, and then we not did wrong there over that land. We did well, and then we stand still for our right copyrights. That's what we are enforcing, and then we don't want to lose it, so that we can bend to you and then altogether fail. That is not a good thing. So we trust what we have, and then that is what we are enforcing. For whoever doesn't want to obey the copyright of Sudan and then should work their policies, we don't care about it. But step by steps, that is when the agreements will become availabilities. So, ladies and gentlemen, vis-a-vis there, that's me, Wayne Hassan, as is it on agenda of remind to JubaSudan, which was the rebel there as a South Sudan was out of that regions, and then went for a ceremony, a party in Uganda, and then partying in Uganda as a popular person, and then for which our government as a Sudan is very idle. Never got invited to Kenya, never got invited to Uganda, never got invited to anywhere. But we still have our experts, executive, they use like me, and then we have to pick them from Khartoum among those people who are able, and then take them to where, to Kenya, and then investigate and then work there with those people. They have to write, and then they have to send them where, to Kampala, and then make them there, and then they have to work as a Sudanese and then investigate this Ugandan. What exactly are they doing there? What exactly are the Kenyans doing there in Kenya? Are they not Sudanese? And then what is wrong there with the Sudan map? That's what they were asked, and then they were told to do. And then what about the price of Sudan? And then what about this Sudan work? Okay, what about this Sudan work in Kenya? There is a work there. Sudan did a lot of their work there. If you go with the most popular, repeated popular Sudanese youth who work there, and then who are there in the Kenyan government, or in the Tanzanian government, or in the Ugandan government. You can see there they have a long list there of those popular people, not the rebels which are there. But these people, you can invite them, and then they are rebel, and then yeah, good. You're gonna tell us what about our market price? What about the unga price? You want unga price? Yeah, you deal with the Khartoum people. Don't deal with the rebels. You are dealing with the rebel. We are fixing your price. You are still gonna come and grab the rebels. How urgent? Because we had the rebel offered this one 10 goat to my family members, and then they refused to eat it, and then the guy turned it. They will take it to the government will eat it. How possible? I don't think so. That is not really a good thing. You are not reasonable. You are very abnormal. You are not reasonable. That is unreasonable things. You see there? That is a big confusion. Build a good dilemmas, and then those dilemmas you build must be reformable. If they are not, and it will never become, and it will die abnormal. Never gonna be regained. Nobody gonna force their energies to back it up. That is a dead business as a South Sudan. Sudan is a copyright which we know there. So let's say this is Congo. Congo is Zai. If Congo is Zai, they want a short name Zai, and then another guy want it a very tall name, as if they went to Europe and study this one, philosophy more than the rest of the Congolese or the rest of the Zaireans. What is the difference between Zai, which is 5 letters or 4 letters, Zai, ZAIRE, and then has 5 letters, 4 letters. And then what is the difference between the edition DRC, because it's DRC Congo? We don't know. That's going to be maybe 3 letters. They want 3 letters. That is how they feed it. We don't know. So that is the confusion. If it's a confusion, it's a confusion. Your map, the drawing there doesn't fit us. Doesn't fit us. Doesn't fit the interest of Khartoum. What about Khartoum become the Khartoum? There and the other countries, and then I put myself there in the middle as ZIZ, and then what will you gain there? 3 countries there, you gain your country there, you gain this map there, and then look at those differences. Who will you gain there again? You cannot gain it, because I'm not a loser, you are not a loser, the guy is not a loser, but who is a loser? You never know how Equatoria began. The Equatoria is a loser guy. The guy pulled recently this one, a flag, a country flag, claiming he's now a rebel. To what, where? Moyo, Congo, and then Moyo is where in Uganda, Congo is where in the Koboko. If that is the Koboko regions, the guy is what? A rebel. If he's a rebel, who are the losers? Which guy you just killed and murder roughly 50 cows, their cows? They could be the Equatorian governors, who knows? That is a big conflict, a big troubles down there. That is nonsense. And then you create already nonsense, and that's the collapse, and then they have to regain. Who? They have to come and regain Khartoum. If they're gonna regain Khartoum, that is Khartoum. And then shall those names which affected the sicknesses there. There is a lot of sicknesses there in Nairobi. Those sickness name never change. The name is still Sudan. If we give that name of that sickness to you, the South Sudan, you will even run away out of that countries. You will never come to Facebooks. You will die old. Who will cure you there? Because there are files. That is a country files. That is from president, from another president, whatever you say, let this president quick, another president will come. That will be you. You will still see that files. You cannot mess it. That is already a swear. I put my hand like this, I swear to God. That is all like country leaderships. Everything there, you cannot run out of it. That is the country policies. It's already copyright down there. You cannot run out of it. What about this? They mean it there in Kenya. That is the malnutritions already. Sudan malnutritions. Yeah, if you mean it, that will make evacuation of another countries to another countries. You will run away, of course. You will change your name to another countries. You won't be that countries no more. Vis-a-vis, be careful. Reminder.